Hi, Allie here again. As the mother of 3 traumatized kids, I want to try to do my part in helping others become trauma informed. And doing that, I'd like to share a little bit more today about how automatic the survival skills are and how they come about without really you thinking about it or you even knowing that it's happening. Example I want to give for this is as a mother, as you have a young baby kind of learning to sit up on its own or learn to stand up on its own, a lot of times they fall over, and I was amazed at how my instincts were to reach out and grab and catch their head before they'd fall. And I was always amazed that a lot of times I'd even mentally put together that they were falling until they were in my hand. And so that's just an example of how automatic your instincts are. I wasn't like, oh, the baby's falling, and you stick out my hand, because the baby would have been on the floor by then. Your body just takes over and says, danger, oh, I need help. And the same goes when you are in a dangerous situation or your body thinks that you're in a dangerous situation. You're not like, okay, let's see, this doesn't seem safe, I'm gonna go into fight mode, I'm gonna go into flight mode, I'm gonna freeze. No, your body's like, boom, I'm doing this for you before you even can realize why it's not safe. And sometimes you don't even know. When you're in a situation, your brain automatically brings up things in the past that remind you of that same situation. So that's why smells, sights, surroundings can all be very triggering and can be like, oh, this happened in the past, and so this must be the same, I'm gonna go into fight mode. And I like to think of it as, for these kids that have gone through trauma, that their bodies are so constantly going into survival mode, and they don't really know why. It's like if you always, if like back when I was sticking my hand out to catch a baby, it was like if my hand was doing that, but there was no baby for me to catch. I would just kind of be like, going through my life, and I was like, boom, my hand goes out, and I'm like, right, going through, having every day, talking to someone, whoa, my hand goes out, and I'm like, okay, why is this even happening? And you'd really feel like, oh, what's wrong with me? I can't even control my body. And a lot of times that's what these kids feel like, is like, I can't even control my own body, it's doing all these crazy things and I have no idea why. And one of the most helpful things I have found is explaining to the kids, like, oh, this could maybe remind you of when this happened, and that's why your heart rate went up, and that's why your body started to get really wild, and giving them that sense of like, oh, it's not that something's wrong with me. My body is actually protecting myself and doing awesome. In the past, these things kept them safe, kept them alive. And as they become more aware of it, they're going to know, like, oh, you know what? That's awesome. My body's trying to protect myself. But now I can see that this isn't like before. And you know what? I'm safe. And I don't need these responses. That's ultimately the goal. And it's probably pretty far away. But that's something to work towards. So I'm not sure if that was helpful. But just wanted to explain that more. So thank you for listening.